you still see that Ethereum has a very big dominance in the utility market.
GameStop buying Bitcoin. What do you think of it?
Next episode, are we up or down?
Welcome to the 6th official episode of the AltCryptoCast, your altcoin headquarters. Now, before we start, I want to say thanks to everyone that is listening or watching us on YouTube, as we have reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Big celebration, obviously. We have started a giveaway as well. Check it out in the latest video on our channels, AltCryptoGems and AltCryptoCast. Now, Frits, another episode. Good to have you again. How are you doing? How have you been surviving for the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, good to see you again. Happy to be sitting here with you again.
Yeah.
Had stocks on Marcus. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. Actually been catching up on like some administrative stuff. There's still a lot of work there, always. And going back to the gym.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You thought the markets are going down, touch some grass, go to the gym.
Yeah, there's just so much more time in a day now. We're like, wow, let's go. It feels good though. I feel like I'm getting stronger a bit quicker.
Yeah. Have you been trading?
Barely. A few trades. Okay. Yeah. For you?
No, I have not traded. No.
Yeah, there's more time to.
Yeah, more time, but we're building the company, so it's a lot of, fixing everything, trips that we need to do. Like you said, the administrative stuff. Actually, one of these sort of people that are working with us is on a maternity leave, so which is actually my sister, as you know. So she was the one that handled all the finances, the administration, etc. But she now gave birth to a little baby girl. Congratulations. Thank you. So I mean, it's obviously very nice, and it's good to see a new life sort of being born. But it does mean that she is now away for, let's say, a month, 2 months. So all the administrative stuff is now all back to me. So yes, no trades, which brought us some more time, but a lot of other things that we're doing. Also the trips that we're planning, partnerships, setting up the podcast, thinking of new sort of content. So touch some grass here and there.
Yeah. Not unimportant.
No, what about you? I mean, you sort of, before we sort of move over quickly, I want to talk about a trip that we're going to, which is you're going to join as well. End of the month, we're going to Dubai. Token 2049, for the ones that don't know that are listening, is the biggest crypto event in a year, which is hosted the end of April in Dubai. And we are going there for the content, and we're also going to try to perhaps record a podcast there. Also checking if we can find some interesting guests to be joining the podcast. We obviously said when we started the podcast, we're going to do the podcast together, which is what we're still doing. But some special episodes we can always try and arrange. So I'm very excited. We're planning for it. We're scheduling everything. So I hope to see you there as well. And let's have a good time ahead.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to going to Dubai. I think last year we were there. This was, for me, one of the best moments in crypto in the last few years. I think. Like, we're there with a very big group of people we know from the Netherlands, like all full-time crypto. And we just had a big rally, like... We just came off like the highs.
The market was a lot better that time than it is right now. That's the thing.
Like it couldn't stop. It felt like, it did there. That was a bit of the local pulse, the first one. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this time to see everybody. But different context. I feel like a bit more hard on work. Like I'm looking forward to the podcast. Yeah, to interview guests or interview. I mean, like talk to them. Yeah. It's kind of nice. Also for us, I feel like it's a new dynamic.
Yeah, true. Because now we're sort of doing this together. But then when we have a guest, we're going to, like I said, it's not really an interview, but it's more talking about what they do or the market or whatever. So we just need to find a way, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I guess eventually we'll have to learn and find, it's, like I said, it's a new dynamic. But I do think it's important to also have some guests from time to time. Especially during an event like this where we can get a lot of guests sort of all in the same time. Yeah, so I'm very excited for it. Yeah, for the trip in general. A hectic trip, gonna be a very hectic trip. But I mean,
Last year was nuts.
last year was nuts. Yeah, and this year you saw the timetable that I'm creating. It's gonna be even more nuts. But yeah, it's more work and less partying and going to party events, if you know what I mean.
Feel the same. I think last year we had like 2 great nights out. Yeah, very memorable. Yeah, they were good. They had a nice. Yeah, that was so much fun. And
We can still have a party. We can go to parties, but it's just a bit less. If the next morning we need to record a couple episodes, then you need to be a bit more. We need to be straight and we need to be sort of ready for it.
Yeah.
So no, excited. Then one thing I want to quickly talk about as well before we move over to yours is we as AltCryptoGems have a new sponsorship that we did. Yeah. It's for a guy that I know called Jeroen van Eck. Okay. He is a world champion in mountain biking. E-mountain bike as well, I think. And he actually lives in my city or my village where I live as well. And when I was younger, I used to do mountain biking. I think I've done it for like 10 years or 11 years or so. And I saw him in the village and he was like, hey, aren't you doing this crypto thing? Blah, blah, blah. So we got talking again. And then he said, you know what, I'm looking for sponsors. So I felt the match there was very nice. And I just enjoy watching the things that he's doing. And we are possibly going to a World Cup match as well in July. So going to record some content there as well. Yeah. I think he needs to like defend his title or needs to, race there. So we're gonna see how it goes, and I'm very excited for it. It's a good sponsorship. We're on his shirt as well. I'm very happy with it.
yeah, that's very cool. It's nice that you get to meet like these people that excel in their work. Yeah. Or in this case, their sport. Like, yep. Very nice. You get to.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you see the way they live because I'm talking with him a bit more. And how many times he's sort of gone from home because he needs to train, and then he needs to has a match there and a train there. And I thought we were away for some trips, but he's like 5 times more gone from home than we are. So it's hectic for him. It's crazy, yeah. But I mean, it's good to see. I like him. So I'm very excited for the sponsorship that we're doing.
Very cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have one more. One more thing I wanted to mention because I don't know. I just found it so cool. So, my girlfriend has a grandma and a grandparents, and we visited them. Last time I was there, we of course visited them, and we helped them in setting up the YouTube, and but also before that, and my girlfriend told me that she watches all the episodes we record.
Your girlfriend?
No, their grandma.
Your girlfriend's grandma?
Grandparents, yes. They watch all the episodes, and it just made me very happy that day. And especially so they are still learning about crypto. It's totally new to them, like, and then they figured out YouTube, and then they texted my girlfriend, like, yeah, I've seen your boyfriend, he's on YouTube. And I was like,
yeah, nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nice. That's very nice. What's it called? We should say hello. What's she called?
Oh, Mimi.
Yeah. Mimi, if you're watching this, we appreciate it. Yeah. If you have any questions, you need to let Frits know, and then we'll try to answer them. Yeah. Nice. So we have a very diverse sort of age, viewer base.
Yeah, it's great.
Nice. Okay, then I think that's enough for sort of our intro about what we've been doing. Market statistics. Yeah. I want to talk a bit about the market. Obviously, we do that every week. We have some numbers prepared. Yeah. So, quick summary, where are we at? Let us know. Are we happy or are we sad right now?
I'm happy with a bit sad with the markets, but let's dive in. So the total market cap went from 2.73 trillion to 2.71. So we are only down 0.73%.
Yeah, so very little
on the total market cap. So you think, oh wow, great. Yeah, our bags are doing quite well. Yeah. Then we go to our bags, and then we see that the Bitcoin dominance is at 61.8%, and the last episode was at 60.7%. So we have 1.1% point up. That's a lot. So that hurt our bags, my bags at least.
Altcoins going down, Bitcoin going up. Stays the same. Okay. Others?
Others, it's currently at 29.9. The last episode was at 30.7. Yeah. So we go more and more risk off still within crypto.
Yeah. So overall, total market cap's nearly the same. However, Bitcoin dominance has gone up and the altcoins have gone down. That's sort of the summary here. We obviously are called the AltCryptoCast. We talk about altcoins. So I'm curious what our portfolio is going to do, because we track our portfolios, and last time we said this should be the bottom. We need to go up. So I'm very excited or curious what our value is going to be there. What are your thoughts? I mean, because summary, it's still sort of the same. How are you feeling? How are you managing?
Yeah, I'm managing quite well.
Okay.
I did a lot of reading last. Actually, this is interesting, and this is a bit of a sidetrack topic, but and I'm so impressed by it. Have you seen ChatGPT Deep Research?
I know I haven't used it, but I know they have a deep research function.
Yeah, so I bought Pro. I enjoyed it so much. So basically, you have we have the normal ChatGPT models, and they you do have a request, the answer are pretty good. Now you can do deep research.
Yeah.
And you get these big reports in detail, a lot of information. So I just started reading so much more, because now it feels like, hey, I have a whole team of people that gather the information that's needed to in decision making and doing stuff. So
if you, let's say you have because looking at crypto, you have a crypto token, you say, please give me all the research you can do on token X, and then it gives you a sort of a summary, or how does that work?
Yeah, it gives a whole report on the team, and it scans LinkedIn, it scans all the articles online, all the information out there.
They can find,
it compiles it for you. Yeah, it's really good. I feel I really, because before I always had to
you have to do your manual search for everything.
It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
And now it's just okay, I put in the research request, and then within 10 to 30 minutes, I have a whole report. It normally takes someone 3 days to make.
Yeah. Have you used it, as in changed your opinion on certain tokens or projects, or bought or sold something because of a research that you did?
I'm definitely more one of our big topics was Solana, Ethereum.
Yeah, in our portfolio we have Solana and Ethereum both.
Yeah, and that's good. I did a deep research on that, how many tokens are launched on Ethereum, how many on Solana, what's the difference, take me through it. And still over half of the tokens are Ethereum based. So you still see that Ethereum has a very big dominance in the utility market. So I'm more comfortable. I think Ethereum will get a shine. So it influences my
So you have been using it as a sort of book or knowledge that you change your opinion about.
Yeah, 100%. Also, many projects are now I just read a lot.
What happens if you ask ChatGPT, will we pump this year? Will we finally see some green? We need to check that.
Yeah, we should. Let's do this for the next one. Yeah.
Okay, then we've been saying this for quite a bit. Yeah. And every episode we say, you know what, we might see a bottom. I think we'll see some green days ahead. But I'm noticing that people are now sending me messages saying, is this the end? Is this the bottom? Or is it over? Yeah. Are you still sort of positive?
Yes.
And you are sort of, you're still surviving. You're thinking we will see some green days ahead?
Yeah. So my understanding now is, and now we go a bit more into the macro, right?
Yeah.
Economics. So we have seen gold go up like crazy.
Yeah, gold has had a crazy rally.
Gold's going up. We see the quantitative easing. It's starting the tightening is starting to stop almost. We almost go into quantitative easing.
Yeah.
Probably the interest rates will go second half of 2025. It used to be actually the second quarter of this year, but it got postponed. One of the big things is the tariffs that's kind of pushing inflation or risk on inflation. So I feel like the part where liquidity gets injected into the market still needs to come.
Yeah.
And that's now pushed forward. Mm-hmm. And the uncertainty is it just kick down the risk assets.
Yeah.
And altcoins is by far the most risky asset in the world, right?
Yeah, true.
So as long as I know the interest rates are going to come down and the quantitative easing is still coming, which means a lot of liquidity will come in. Mm-hmm. As long as we are not at the end of that cycle, I think we're good.
But at what point would you say we need to sell? Because I get this question a lot as well, where people say, you know what, we came from 100K, went to 90, went to like 78 or 79, then we had a tiny bit of a bounce. But eventually, let's say the things that you're saying are not going to happen. At what point would you say it's over? We need to sell, and we're going to sit in a bear market for it. Do you have a certain specific like range or price target, or is it more like a feeling that you're thinking, you know what, something has happened in the world, so we are not doing anything anymore in crypto? Or how does that work for you?
Yeah, this is tricky because once we get there, like our portfolio will be down with.
Yeah, that's correct.
So because for me it will be, hey, the interest rates start going up.
Yeah,
If that starts happening, like
yeah, it's over.
it's I don't see that happening. How do you see this? With also the general question, but like how do you answer these questions?
Yeah, it's a good one. In all honesty, I think what I always say, and this is more risky low caps, I always say don't marry your bags.
Yeah.
Because what I noticed is that people were buying a token, it went up a bit and it went down a bit. But if you have a token that launched yesterday, some people are saying, you know what, this is going to be the next 100x, blah, blah, blah. And they are marrying their bags. So they're literally going down a sort of pattern where it's minus 10%, minus 20%, minus 30%, and it keeps on going. And they still have the token at minus 90%. At some point, you got to say, you know what, I'm going to sell and we're going to move on to another token. And I feel like this is the same with the market that we're in right now, where we have gone down, 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 and we could possibly go up. I still think we are going to go up. But at some point, we need to say, okay, our portfolio is down 50%, but I'd rather sell here than have it go down another 40%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's important to keep that in mind. I'm not saying that we need to sell at the moment, because like I said, I do think we are going to go up. But we need to keep that sort of clear that eventually there might be a point where we say, you know what, we need to take our losses right now, sell everything, and then possibly even buy it back later when it's a bit lower. I think we need, I'm not saying we need to sell, but we need to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yes. Where's your lower limit? Where you?
Yeah.
But
For example, I was doing a lot of OTC deals earlier on. So for the ones that don't know, OTC deals are sort of deals where you get a bit of a discount on the price that you're buying. And usually in return, I then promote a project, or I talk about a project, or I create a video explaining what they do, etc. But I've stopped doing those because at first I thought, you know what, we get a good price to buy them. Then the project sort of goes up or down a tiny bit, and then, you know, it's fine. But all the investments that I've been doing for the past 6 months, 8 months, have all gone down drastically. And at some point I thought, you know what, we can push even more money into the markets, but at some point you got to stop. You got to say, you know what, either we go up and then all the projects that we invested in are going to go up. So, you know, we make some money anyway, but we don't really want to invest anymore because it keeps on going down. And finding that exact bottom is going to be very hard, obviously. So, you know, I wouldn't advise anyone to try and time the bottom. But yeah, I just noticed that I haven't sold, but I have started to invest less aggressive.
Yep. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. At some point, you got to have some gunpowder.
Yeah. You have to now wait a bit.
Yeah.
And it's ideally you do the opposite.
Yeah.
Ideally, but like there was definitely a scenario in this cycle that I think like November, December, Ethereum was breaking out.
Yeah.
I think the altcoins were breaking out in January. I think the tariffs and the uncertainty globally kind of stopped that rally. Pretty sure about that. So there was a scenario where your whole decision making was actually super lining up with that rallying. If that rally happened, like
then
hey, you might be perfect. Yeah, but I think this scenario that we came down another big time. I don't think many people saw.
No, stop coming. No.
And the hard part was that Trump was super much pro crypto.
Yeah.
The current administration. So yeah, expecting that to.
Yeah. We started the podcast actually the moment it started to go down. We literally started because I remember saying we were preparing for this podcast and we were saying we need to start our episode or the first episode like a week later because we were getting everything ready. And then we said, but it shouldn't be a problem because the real pump is gonna come after this. And we started the podcast and literally that was like the local top that we had, and then we've gone down only. I just hope we get some green.
Yeah, same.
It's starting to get a bit boring at the moment.
Yes, boring.
And I can imagine the people that have just started with crypto that are saying, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
I can imagine, but
Yeah,
I mean,
100%. Yeah.
Only time will tell. One quick thing I want to mention before we move over is some news that I saw. Gamestop buying Bitcoin. Interesting. What do you think of it?
Yeah, so they have
They have a lot of cash. They've got a big cash reserve.
Yeah, and they are somewhat intertwined with super risk on assets.
Yeah.
And, so I like it. It
Yeah.
fits the company, no?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And it's just another big name that is doing something with crypto. So perfectly fine.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. I do think earlier on in the days, if we had this news, it would have been a very bullish catalyst. So we would see a big pump. Now the news came out and everyone's thinking like, yeah, okay, let's move on with the day.
Yeah. Yeah, but it changed, man. So last cycle,
Yeah.
Tesla bought it,
Yeah.
broke out
Boom.
like 20% gap.
yeah,
Elon Musk changes his profile picture to a Bitcoin. Boom.
Yeah, we got 20%.
yeah, and now,
But now we have governments buying.
yeah,
Where it's
another level.
going different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I'm actually still interested if we might be seeing it a little bit. Like alts still have a very rough time. Bitcoin is holding up more. Like is Bitcoin now slowly becoming less of a risk on asset?
Yeah. I think it's becoming more digital gold where you invest for a long term. And I feel people are starting to feel that way as well. But only time will tell.
Yeah.
Okay, then I want to move over to our first portfolio watch. So every episode we obviously talk about our portfolio. So for the ones that don't know yet, we started with 2K and we said we're gonna build our ideal portfolio and we're gonna talk about that and see whether we need to buy or whether we need to sell some tokens. So before we move over to our valuation, quick reminder to everyone that's listening to like this episode if you enjoyed watching it and subscribe, or wherever you're listening, follow us. And if you have some questions for us, leave them in the comments below and we'll try to answer them in the next episode because we have some community questions later on. So portfolio, started with 2K.
Yeah.
What are we at this episode, Frits?
Yeah, we are currently at 1,069. Yeah.
We're down a lot.
Yeah, we're on minus 46.5%.
nearly 50%.
So we're down even more than last week because last week I can remember our last episode we were at I think 1150 or something. Right?
Yeah.
We're down like 42%. We'll have to check, but we're down like 42%.
Something like that. Yeah, correct. Yeah, it got worse. A little bit worse.
Painful.
Yes. Yeah.
I do think it's I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but I do think it's important that we talk about it. The portfolio that we started with, 2K, I think it's a portfolio that someone that, wanted to get into crypto is the amount of money that they were able to invest in crypto as well. So I feel like we have this as an example, but I think a lot of people have the same situation right now. Not saying that they bought the same tokens or have the same amount of money, but I feel like everyone in crypto now is down 50% in the last 2-3 months. So I do think that's a good thing that's happening for us because it would be very strange if everyone has gone down 50% and we were the ones saying we're up 10% or 20%. So I do think that's good that we talk about it that way, but it's not looking good. It's
painful. I am very happy with this portfolio though.
Yeah,
So in a sense,
I agree. I think we have a solid portfolio.
Yeah.
We built a strong portfolio right now, but we're still down a lot.
Still down. Yeah. But there's nothing, that's true.
Yeah.
Still down, but yeah.
So originally when we started the portfolio, we said we're gonna split it up into percentages. So I think we did AI, we did layer 1s, layer 2s, DeFi, meme coins, and others, if I'm correct. Yeah. We have our layers. So we have ETH and Solana. We have AI, Tau. We have Ondo, DeFi-ish. Yeah. We have Pepe as meme coin, which we bought last episode. So we only have others left. Yeah. I'd say we need to allocate a bit into others right now, because then that would mean we have our ideal sort of portfolio percentage-wise. And then starting next episode, we can literally talk about the portfolio itself. So say whether we need to change the percentages a bit, or whether we need to buy something in or sell something. Yeah. So your thoughts on the portfolio that we have right now? It's still looking good? Yeah. ETH, Solana, Tau, Ondo, Pepe.
Yeah, very happy with the portfolio.
Okay.
I think as an AltCryptoCast, we do very well.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think if we get a pump soon, then I want to be a bit more into the riskier assets. Okay. Because then ETH and Solana are obviously very big ones, and they will go up. But I think the tinier altcoins will go up even more. But the downside is obviously the other way around. If we go down, then the altcoins are going to go down even more as well. Yeah. But we've been saying that we have been reaching a bottom quite a bit. So I still feel that we will get a good time ahead. So I would say we need to transfer over the ETH and Solana a tiny bit into the others. So we get a token in the other section. And then I'm happy with our portfolio. Yeah. For the state of the market that we're in right now. Yeah. So I think you prepared a token for others.
Yeah. We also talk about it later down the episode.
Okay.
And it's banana.
Banana?
Yeah, sounds like same in a random.
Yeah.
Some random token. Well, it's not a random token. So I'm very sure. So for on-chain trading and the on-chain, if you have to click through Uniswap or like a DEX, it's quite hard and difficult. And if you want to buy launches, it's very difficult. Yeah. So you want like a trading bot for it. This is like the best one out there.
Okay, so for the ones that are starting with crypto, we can buy tokens on a decentralized exchange. So not on a exchange like Binance or like buy by the OKX or Backpack or whatever. But we can buy it on a decentralized exchange like Uniswap. Yeah. If you find that too much of a hassle, you can also use a bot for it. Yeah. And Banana is the one managing or creating the bot or whatever. Okay, later on we will talk a bit more about Banana, like you said, because we have it as our sort of deep dives in the Altcoin Radar. What would you categorize Banana? Because we said others, but is it more of a...
Yeah, it's interesting. So there are a few ways to look at it. I'm also interested in what you think. So I think it can be seen as an on-chain exchange, like an exchange, but then on-chain. Yeah. Because it does process your transactions. Yep. From the angle, you can also see it as a tooling, like a tooling system. Okay.
Would you say it's DeFi? Because I feel like it's a tiny bit below under the category DeFi. It's DeFi, they use a bit of AI, so it's also a bit of AI, but it's also, like you said, another use case. So that's why I think we need to categorize it as others, because it's not DeFi per se, it's not AI, and it's also not layer 1, layer 2. So how much are we going to sell ETH and Solana?
Yeah, so on top of my 8%, on top of my 8% from ETH and a few percent from Sol.
Yeah, so we get around 10% in others.
Yeah, and then we have like around, so the categories we went for, we had 40% layer 1, layer 2. Yeah. AI 20%, meme coins 15 and others 10. Yeah. Then we are around
that. Okay. I agree. I still think it's a very strong portfolio. So let's do that. So to summarize, we sell a tiny bit of ETH and Solana. Yeah. And we buy a bit of Banana. Yeah. And then we have our portfolio set percentage-wise that we started off our podcast with, where we said, this is what we want to do. Yeah. The only downside is we're around 50% down. Total value. Yeah. But we can still go up.
Hey, the days, there will be days that we are sitting here.
Yeah, where it's going to
go.
Now
we're going to be up, man.
Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah, every episode we've been down. Literally every episode.
Yeah, it's...
We haven't had an episode where we're like, yes, we're up 5% since the last one. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's sad, but let's hope we get that. Okay, perfect. Then let's move over to our next topic.
Yeah.
One of the most exciting ones.
Yes.
Gem Roulette. So every episode we started with 2K as well with this portfolio, and every episode we spin the roulette table, the roulette ball, and we buy a random token out of the top 2,000 tokens from CoinMarketCap. Before we start, I do want to say one thing, because last episode we rolled a ball for a token called UNS, and we tried to buy it after the episode, as we do with every episode. But the token itself had 0 to, I think it was like 1K liquidity. If you want to know what liquidity means, we've talked about it in a previous episode. But it just means we couldn't really buy the token because there was no real pool or money to actually buy the token. It's dead, let's be honest. And not because of our opinion, but because we simply couldn't buy it anymore because there's no cash in it. So we did not buy the token from the previous episode. So we still have that cash left. And I'd say sad, but these things happen. So my suggestion is we just roll the ball and we move, we continue as we usually do. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. What's the valuation? Because we had 1,000 or 2K. What are we at right now?
1156.
So we're up 100 compared to the actual portfolio that we're building.
We're performing better here. We are minus 42.15%.
Yeah, so it's about the same as last week, because I think we had the same as well. Okay, this is the first week, though, where we see a slight difference that's bigger than like 1%. Because I can remember all the other episodes, we had literally no difference. Now we see a tiny bit of difference.
Yeah. I feel like it was there a bit also last time, but it's definitely growing.
Yeah, it's growing.
Yeah. I think it might help that we have a stable coin in there.
Yeah, especially if we go down in a market like this. Yeah, true.
Nice, true. You're stable coin. But
yeah,
and generally, like, it's doing better. Unexpectedly. But still short term.
Yeah. This could change within a couple days.
Are we going to beat this portfolio, do you think?
I think it depends on whether we get a gem in there. And what I mean with that is, if the market goes up, I think this portfolio will go up, but the other one will go up as well. But we might get a token in here that could do a 50x, just saying something here randomly. And if we get that, then yes, I think this portfolio is going to win. But I mean, it depends on what we're buying. Let's do it. Let's roll the ball for a new token. And I'll open CoinMarketCap in the meantime. Number 28, right? Yeah. Let me check our list. Number 28, that is called Beta Finance. Have you ever heard of Beta Finance?
I did not. Did you?
No, I don't know. It's a token number 820 of CoinMarketCap. Okay. The market cap value is 16.7 million. Okay. Good news, volume 5 million.
Nice.
So there is some volume. Okay. Fully diluted valuation 18 million. So it's pretty much the same as the market cap. Let me take, the chart itself is a down-only chart. This is the year chart that we have.
I think it's surprising, actually, but it's not too bad.
It's on Binance.
What?
It's on Binance. That's why it probably got the volume. 1.1 million on volume on Binance.
Must be one of the smaller caps there. 20 million.
Probably on, maybe it's an older project as well. Yeah, because if I go to all, it says April 22. This is the chart since its sort of release.
No happy Binance holders there.
No. What's your feeling? Is this going to be a token that's going to go up in our portfolio? Or...
Yes, it will go up.
You think?
From here, yeah.
Okay.
They will be profitable at Binance.
Yeah, we could say it's a bottom.
What do you think?
No, I think it's going to go down.
It's going to be delisted.
It's going to be delisted. 60 million now. Next episode, 15 million. Next episode, 10 million. It's going to go down, I think. But, I mean, we'll find out. Okay. We'll buy this one after the episode. And then next one, we're going to see what's sort of happening. I do think it's interesting, though, that we have two portfolios that were sort of performing the similar. And now one is, we see a slight difference there. But yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen there. Yeah. Okay. Then our next topic. Yeah. We quickly mentioned it already. Altcoin Radar. which every episode we talk about 2 altcoins as well. We do a deep dive on 2 specific projects that we either saw popping up or someone sent to us or whatever. And we've got 2 interesting ones. One of which is Banana that we just talked about.
Take it away.
Go into the deep dive. Let's we'll start a bit with the basic metrics, and we can talk a bit about Banana. So the name is Banana.
Yeah.
It's actually a Banana gunbot.
Okay.
The token here is 20 tokens, so it's launched on Ethereum. So yeah, now I did the research and I'm like, okay, around 50% of all the tokens is launched on Ethereum.
You did this with the deep search ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
I just enjoy knowing that. So market cap is 70.27 million. FTV is 202 million. But if you go into the detail, you think, okay, this is a big FTV.
Yeah, so a lot of tokens are being released in the coming months, years.
Yeah, but I can only explain a bit the real inflation rate is much lower because they burn similar amounts.
Okay.
So it's not like a high inflation coin.
Okay.
Exchanges got listed on Binance
Oh.
this year was actually one of the first fully on-chain launch projects that got listed on Binance.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. OKX, Gate, KuCoin. It's all a big.
Okay, big one. So you can, there's not enough liquidity to buy this token.
Yeah. Have you used it a lot, Banana?
No,
Great.
never. I kind of missed the entire hype because now the hype is a bit died down, but there was a hype where you had so many trading bots, or you know how you would call them. I didn't use any of them, to be honest.
Oh wow.
Mainly because I think it's a bit different. Let's say you do a sniping, then I think it's it's important, or you do a lot of quick trading. Yeah. But at that time, I was already busy with sort of trading long term. So if I need to buy a token once every month or so, I just thought, why not do it with my regular wallet and Uniswap, etc., instead of using a wallet where you need to transfer your funds. It's a bit less safe because there's no real wallet or hardware wallet behind it. So I never did anything with them. Okay. No, I still don't have any trading bots.
Fair enough. I do have to say, there's like this little. You have to you have to do a little leap in the usage, and what you say, like you want to have it cold storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost some assets when they hacked my Telegram.
Exactly.
And
that's the downside.
And my bot was in there. I lost quite a bunch of money actually.
Yeah.
So there's definitely risk.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Yeah.
But
they also have a token. But why would you buy a token of a trading bot? Because what's the point of the token?
Yeah, so they share like 50% of the revenues. Token holders. There's a big yield on Banana.
Okay. So if the ones that are using the bot, tiny bit of the fees goes to Banana, and they share those fees with the ones that hold the Banana token. Yeah. Okay.
So like today in lesson video, so there are 2 tokens we're gonna analyze. Binance token,
BNB,
Banana.
Yeah.
And you will see similarities between the 2.
Okay.
How they bring utility to the token because they both earn a lot of money from trading fees.
Yeah.
One is on-chain, which is Banana. The
the
other one is
on
centralized.
Yeah.
So there's a different background, but in the end, like there's so much similarities.
Yeah. Good one.
So like some people even think, hey, if on-chain trading keeps growing, Banana might be the Binance for on-chain trading.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot there, and it's still market cap still small compared to BNB.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of growth possible. So yeah, like one of the purpose and vision of Banana itself. I always like to copy like the main sentence of the website.
Yeah.
It gives like they want a vision. So Banana Gun's core goal is to empower on-chain traders with faster and safer tools for token trading.
Yeah, on-chain faster and on-chain safer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the only downside to safer is because I think safer, what they're saying is you get less sort of front run, you get less perhaps buying a honeypot, etc., etc. So that is all safer. The only downside is there's no real hardware wallet behind it. That's the only downside.
Yeah, and if your Telegram gets hacked,
then you lose your funds.
And they get access to your Telegram.
Yeah, wallet.
Yeah. Also here, you should always, like after I start doing it, you should always, there's a pin you can put on your Banana.
Yeah.
Add a pin, and you should also send your assets cold storage after trading.
Yeah, so you trade, and then you send it to cold storage, and if you need the money, you trade it back to Banana, you trade back to cold storage. Yeah. So Cold storage, for the ones who don't know, is a wallet that's sort of offline. So it's an actual hardware wallet, or a wallet that's not connected to the internet, pretty much. We are going to be talking about hardware wallets a bit later on in the next episode, where we talk about a bit more specific. So we'll do that later on. Okay. Any other numbers for Banana?
Yeah, so I'll just do like a few statistics. So lifetime users is 445,000.
500,000, decent.
Yeah, that's about
Decent, yeah.
on top of my head to make the comparison. I think Binance has 200 million.
More,
225
260 or something, I think.
260 now.
I think over 255, 260, 265, something like that.
Yeah, so there's still a big gap between
Yeah.
centralized exchanges and
Yeah.
on-chain. But still, it's a lot. 17 million plus trades. Lifetime volume is 10 billion. That's not a lot.
No.
I have to check if this is correct, actually. Because I have this from Sjuul Analytics.
But I mean, it's on chain, so the volume automatically is a bit down or less there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 10 billion is still a lot of funds, obviously, if that's being traded. But I agree, because I think Binance literally does like 50 billion in a day or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
15% of the banana is burned.
Okay.
40% of the revenues goes to the banana. They burn the banana. So,
Okay. Yep.
Or they actually do rev share. They send, you get more.
Yeah, so you get more. Yeah. Yeah.
Or ETH or Solana. Depends on.
Oh, you can
your
choose.
specific- Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it. Tokenomics, circulating supply 32.2%. Burned forever was already 11%. The team has locked supply at 10%. 8-year locked and 5% is 8-year locked, 5% is 2-year locked.
Okay.
Treasuries is locked 45%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big number, 45%.
Yeah.
This is what will be like the FTV difference, but most of that is relocked or burned
Okay.
because they don't need it.
Yeah. And what about the team? Do we know something about the team here? Because
Yeah, the team, one of the quotes in quotation mark is 4 degens by degens. And they are Anon.
they're not publicly known.
Yeah, for their own safety. I think they...
Okay, that will be a downside for me for the project, but
They have been executing well, so
yeah, they have a sort of track record now because but still, okay, yeah, tricky.
no big investors.
They had no big investors, no VCs.
No, there was a...
That's
no,
nice.
Yeah, it was a very, very good distribution. There was something went wrong when they did their launch.
Oh,
There was a bug in the contract.
oh,
Yeah, happened. There were some, I think it was with some like...
yeah, tiny bit of token,
Yeah.
so that's it.
That's right. So it was good launch, fair launch.
Great.
Yeah. What are your thoughts when you hear this?
I like it. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near Binance, sort of the size wise, just because I think the DEX trading is so competitive in a way where obviously centralized exchanges are competitive as well. You've got quite a bit, but I feel like centralized exchange is a lot more difficult to do well and to survive. Whereas the DEX part, I'm not saying that we can create this, but it's a lot easier to make something like this. You know what I mean? If it's already there, you just make it and that's it. Whereas if you want to stay alive as a centralized exchange, you need the liquidity, you need the laws, you need the regulations, etc. So I feel like it's hard to compare the two. I do think, however, that the bot trading is the future. Because like I said, I still do my trading manually, but I feel like eventually, why would you do it manually? Because it's a lot faster using the bots. It's a lot safer where you don't get any honeypots or whatever. So I think this does have a bright future ahead, especially if we have a retail bull run coming in where new users are coming in and they say, I have no idea how to get a wallet or where do I even start. They start with something like this. Perfect. 70 million market cap, not that big. So big sort of part which can go up. Only downside is the team for me, which is not publicly known. But this will be a buy for me. And obviously we have it in our portfolio now as well. So I assume it's your buy as well, right?
Yeah.
You like it as well?
Yeah, but like, 100%. I have been from the start being active with Banana.
Oh, really? How old is this project? Do you know?
2023 somewhere.
Oh, okay.
From I think March. I'm not exactly sure. Around that time. Yeah, there's what, but it goes a bit technical. But they have like the on-chain when liquidity launches, it's a winner-takes-all market,
Yeah.
and they have it.
Yeah.
I don't think like Maestro is,
It's another bot. Maestros, yeah.
but they don't win that many blocks.
No.
It's a bit. I don't want to go into too much technical parts because it's a lot about how, for example, Ethereum has its blocks built and
Yeah.
how miners pick up blocks or trades.
Yeah.
But they own the market pretty much.
Banana is so big that they sort of have the first blocks whenever a token is being launched.
Exactly, they win
Okay.
there. So
Okay.
you want to be a banana.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. I think it's good that we have it in our portfolio now. I agree. I like it. Yeah. Okay. And then we have one more project.
Yeah, nice.
I even wore my socks for these. So we have B&B.
This is like the. I feel like that. Is this the old school logo? Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it's the old school. It's the old one. I think I got them in 2023. I think when there was New Year, I got like a merge box from Binance, and these were in there. Yeah, I just thought if we talk about B&B, we need to show some Binance merch, right? Yeah. We need to. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go down the first metrics, and then I'm very interested in what you think about B&B because you have I feel like you have a big history with B&B.
I do.
So I do want that. Yeah, I'm just interested in that. So
before we move, I'm a big fan of B&B, publicly known. Yes. But yeah, let's dive into it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So the name, Binance Chain BNB. It's interesting how the chain come together, but later on that. The token, it's a layer 1 blockchain.
Yep.
It's actually a fork of Ethereum. Basically means the code base of Ethereum got copied and then they made change to it and they launched it. Market cap is 86.82 billion.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, FDV is 86.82 billion.
Nice. It's fully unlocked. Nice. I didn't know this, but I like it.
Oh yeah, it's good. There's no more. Actually, they want to get the total supply started at 200 million.
Yeah.
They are actively like Binance revenues on the exchange are used to burn BNB.
Yeah, I know CZ burns a lot of BNB as well.
Yeah, and the team, SF tokens, they burn it. They want to bring it down to 100 million. So they are decreasing the supply.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
So yeah, it's on all the big exchanges, of course, Binance, Bybit, OKX, Kraken, KuCoin, and Bitfinex.
Yeah.
One thing that I read, I think yesterday or the day before, I read somewhere that CZ owns like 90% of the stake in BNB and Binance, which sort of was an estimate that his net worth is like 61 billion right now because he owns a huge amount of BNB because it's all sort of in Binance and he still has, I think it was like Binance has the BNB supply and CZ has like a 90% stake in Binance still, which means he has a sort of theoretical net worth of like 60 billion or something.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, I think it's even higher than that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he can't sell. I mean, if he were to say, you know what, I'm done, guys, I'm going to sell everything. Yeah. But sick, crazy.
Crazy, yeah. But what do you think of, because one of the estimates are indeed like he owed 60 to 70% of the BNB supply.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
It's a risk, is what you're saying.
No, it's a question. Like I don't know. I feel like he does the right things, though.
Exactly. I think that's a good one here because they have a track record for the past. How long have they been live? I think it was 2017 where they started. So it's like 9 years in the space. They've done a lot of things for crypto, not just CZ, but also Binance in general. The things where they do the stuff, like you said, burning, etc. I think it's a good part for crypto. I've been a very big fan of Binance or BNB because when I started in crypto full-time 2021, the Binance Smart Chain, their sort of the BNB chain, exploded. It was then called still BSC, Binance Smart Chain. And it got exploded. And I just liked trading tokens on the Binance Smart Chain because it was fast, it was cheap compared to, at that time, Ethereum. And the volume was just there. So many tokens were launching that it was just you could literally buy 5 new tokens every minute. Which is exactly what I liked. And I've been, ever since that happened, I've been a big fan of BNB. And then all the things they've been doing with Binance and what C's been doing for the space, it just helps sort of with, you know, the entire BNB token and ecosystem in general. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm just a big fan.
You experienced the explosion when BNB, like
Yeah.
they're ready from $20 to
Yeah.
$600.
Yeah.
$750 or something.
Yeah.
Crazy rally.
I still have a good BNB bag. I still have a lot of BNB. I sold a couple. I have to sort of honestly say they did sell. But I still have a lot of BNB. I'm just a big fan of BNB. That's the thing. And I can't remember when I did this, but I created a tweet like a couple months ago, or maybe 6 months ago, where the volume of the BNB chain, it went down because we had Solana, we had Arbitrum, Optimism, you name it. But if you look at the number of unique addresses sort of compared to the different chains, BNB is still on another level. We're not even talking sort of nearly. I don't know the numbers anymore, so I'd have to guess here. But it would be like the Optimism or Arbitrum, they have like 1 million unique addresses, and then BNB has got like 60 million or something. You know what I mean? It's on another level. So still volume-wise, we had the memes like the Mubarak and all the broccoli, the token, etc. There's volume coming into the BNB chain again. Yeah. I'm just a big fan.
Nice. Yeah, makes sense.
It's what about you? Do you like it? You're more of an ETH type of guy, right?
Yeah, I'm an e-guy. Funny actually that we have our chains. I feel like it's also based on the success you had on each chain.
Yeah.
For me, I was fully into trading. All my capital was in trading algorithms previous cycle.
Yeah.
So I kind of missed the
BNB run.
Yeah, I missed that rally on chain especially. Yeah. And I captured like more like last year's cycle on chain on ETH. Like that's where I had my most on chain experience.
Yeah.
So for me, I have tried a few times to get into BNB. Mm-hmm. I think I ran into the wrong times with the liquidity wise.
That might be
important. Yeah, it's important because then when there's not enough liquidity, you're fighting against all odds, let's say.
Yeah.
And but I like the speed of BNB for sure. And there is once liquidity start moving, it moves though. Like aggressive moves were there in Broccoli and Mubarak. Like there's some real opportunity.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of teams. We know obviously the team behind it. I think interesting thing, we have CZ and Yihei, the co-founder. I can't remember exactly what they did, but I think they sort of created OKX as well. So it was called OK Coin or OK something like that. They were in the founding sort of team, or CZ had a big role in there. So they started that, and then they moved over to their own sort of Binance, which is now a lot bigger, obviously, than OKX.
Yeah. I don't think they were founders, but they were. CC was at some point CTO.
Oh, yeah. There was not really founders, but like top level, big.
Yeah. So, and
Yihei as well, I think. She did something there as well.
Yeah, so Yihei was indeed founding. You're right.
Oh.
She was from the founding team of OK.
OK Coin.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So for, like, most people think, hey, CC just came out of nowhere and he started Binance. No, CC had two businesses, so he's a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He built high-frequency trading systems for brokers before. So he knew everything, and he also built, like, exchange as a service on the cloud.
Yeah.
So he knew how to build an exchange, and he built the best exchange out there. Like, especially in that time, like Binance was on a technical level, and from a user experience, it evolved so quick because you had Poloniex, you had Bittrex.
Yeah.
They didn't evolve.
No, they just did what they did, and that's it.
You had like an interface, and they stopped there. Yeah. Binance, man, from the day they came, they kept developing new.
Yeah. And still do.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. And it's, I think CC's biggest hand in it is that he was strong, like, from a technical side. But I want to ask him this, but he was strong from a technical side, like, how to lead a team and how to build, like, a tech product like Binance is.
We need to try and get CC in a podcast. That's the thing that we need to do. So we can ask him some questions.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be the dream.
Okay, so before only talking about CC, we obviously are talking about BNB. Would it be a buy for you?
At these levels, it's so painful to buy BNB now.
It's because it's so big.
Yeah, but... yeah, I don't think you do wrong with buying BNB in the portfolio.
I think it's a bit the same as having our Solana Ethereum, where if the market goes up, it will go up. If the market goes down, it will go down. But don't expect to get 100x returns from it. That's my idea behind it. It's if you want to get some depth in the market, then these are tokens that are fine to have, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Our share was 10 cents, so 6,000 X has been made with BNB. You can't get that return
That return anymore. No.
That's, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to add like one
Yeah.
short thing. So from a holder's perspective, I think Binance with BNB chain was one of the first tokens that tried to add a lot of utility to the token.
Yeah, because if you have BNB on Binance as well, you get cheaper fees or rebates, or I think the fees are even going to zero. I don't know exactly, but you get less fees.
Yeah.
And then you get those were sent back, or they burn.
Yeah, they burn. You have VIP tire levels.
Yeah.
You have the launch pad. You have like gas fees to pay. Like on every aspect of the Binance ecosystem, BNB gives you some utility.
Yeah,
That's
good. That's nice. I like it. Okay. Perfect. Then let's quickly move over to our next topic, community questions. Like I said before, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll try to answer them in the next episode. For this one, we have 2 community questions, Frits. One from Nikos, who says, what are good tokens to buy right now? I mean, we have our portfolio, obviously, where that's the thing. So we talked about Banana, BNB, if you want. We have Ondo, we have Tau, we have Pepe. Anything else that you want to throw in there?
I would buy ETH also. I think ETH is getting mispriced. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we've been thinking for the past 3 months already, but nothing's really happening.
Yeah, but I think this will turn.
Yeah.
I think for my own trading, for my own trading, if I make money on chain now, it goes to Ethereum.
Yeah.
But I'm more an Ethereum guy, so...
This is actually a good one, because the second question is from a user called Manon, who says, what do you think of Ethereum? So a combination of these 2 questions. Yeah, ETH, we still think it's a good token to have. It will probably have a run, in the coming months, years. I'm also a big fan of Mantra right now. I'm not sure if you know the token Mantra chain. I see them popping up a lot. They know marketing. They have some solid partnerships going on right now with, for example, they do RWA, and they have got the biggest developer in Dubai called Damak, a partnership right now, worth like 1.5 billion partnership. So I think it's a very interesting token as well, Mantra chain. So I'd have a look at that, and then also our portfolio, obviously. Yeah, and what do you think of ETH? We both like ETH, I think, and we do say nothing's really been happening for the past month or years for ETH, unfortunately. But we're still a big fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's so. Yeah, if you break it down, let's say ETH get bashed by Solana, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Solana is more like a user orientated.
Yeah.
Let's say
Easier retail.
Yeah, in apps and like fast and but if you look at the infrastructure of ETH, also historically, so it's getting implemented in the biggest ETFs. Like it's so many token projects launch their whole infrastructure on ETH. Like so much has been built on ETH. It's decentralized from the OG crypto perspective. Not many chains are really truly decentralized.
Yeah.
Ethereum is.
Yeah.
I think ETH will get us ready in especially this cycle. Maybe in next cycle, in 10 years, maybe different.
Yeah, but for this one, yeah. Okay. Then I want to move over to our final topic, the degen tech. And before we do that, quick reminder to everyone that has been listening. If you enjoyed listening this one, please leave a like and subscribe or follow. It helps us out a lot more than you can imagine. And let us know in the comments if you have any questions. Now, Frits, last topic, degen tech. Take it away. What are we talking about this episode?
Yeah, so we have been talking about centralized exchange. I've been talking about banana trading.
Yeah. Decentralized trading.
Exactly. So let's talk about the trading tooling set that we use.
Yeah.
So
Purely tools.
Yeah, exactly. So what are all the tools we use?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I will name a few,
Yeah.
and I wonder which one you use the most,
Yeah.
how you use it. But so for the centralized trading, I use TradingView a lot.
TradingView. Yeah, for charting.
Yeah, I use that every day. I got some numbers from TradingView. I watched 100,000s of charts.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't do that much.
yeah.
It's
See many.
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Maybe 10 times a day. I also added gold to my watching list now, by the way.
But I mean, TradingView is everything. You can even do gold, S&P 500, etc., etc. It's you can literally every chart. Okay, so TradingView, you do that for charting.
Yeah. Coin market cap.
I use CoinGecko a bit more.
Gecko, yeah.
The interface is just a bit more nice, I think. But apart from that, yeah. Did you know CoinMarketCap is owned by Binance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Did you see the buy button?
Yeah. It's you can buy on BNB or on Binance.
Yeah, CC is pushing.
It's like years ago they bought it.
Yeah.
Because I can remember, but they never really did anything with it marketing wise. But now it turns out they are.
Starting.
Yeah, so CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko to check all the tokens. Do you use more CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko?
Coin market cap.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I use both. Like,
Yeah.
but it's more also like if you want to go to links from a certain project,
Yeah.
I always go to either CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko.
Yeah.
Because then I know that the links are correct.
Are correct, yeah.
So it's a safety thing.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Yeah, this is more for like if you start doing futures trading, I use CoinGlass
Yeah.
for the funding rates.
So CoinGlass is more of a data aggregator, so to speak. They gather all types of data for crypto. Is it also the site where you can see how many Bitcoin addresses with more than one Bitcoin are currently there, or the ones that have a profit at the moment, or the long-term holders versus short-term? That's CoinGlass as well, right? I think they have all that data.
Yeah.
I'd have to check, but I think that's also...
Yeah, probably.
I've used it for content on X.
Nice.
That's what I use it for.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I use it for the funding rates, but yeah, there's much more information.
It's also Glassnode. You also have CoinGlass and Glassnode.
Ah,
They're sort of similar, where they get all the data. So it's purely about data about the markets.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then June Analytics.
I don't use it.
Oh, interesting.
What do you use it for?
Yeah, you can build your own dashboards there from data. So, for example, for Banana, there's like a dashboard that you can see lifetime fees and everything like,
Oh, really? I didn't know.
yeah, in real time. It's very good. You can also see it for each chain, how much TVL is there, TVL is there, how those things progress over time, they're so...
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know.
You can build your own dashboard. So people build like their own dashboard and they publicize it.
And then you can have a template or what it's called June Analytics. What's the website? June.
Ooh, I need to...
We'd have to check, but it's called June Analytics.
We can add it to the...
Yeah. The description,
right?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you use more tooling than this for centralized trading?
No, because if I check where I can buy a specific token, I do it on CoinGecko. I go to the market section and see where I can buy. Charting, I don't really have that many tokens on a centralized exchange because I usually transfer it over to cold storage, but I don't think it's really a tool. No, I don't think I use any other things for... I mean, I check more the state of the market also on X, Telegram, you name it. So to see where we're at. And I have a couple apps that give me notifications if things were happening with Bitcoin prices. Yeah. So for example, if the Bitcoin reaches 90K, for example, I get a notification. If it reaches 95K, I get a notification. So it's things like that, but I've set that up on centralized exchange apps. And one thing I do use, I don't think you've ever heard of this, is called the website Preev, Preev.com. And what it doesn't show a chart. It doesn't show like a flashy animations. All it does is says one Bitcoin is 90K USD. And then it updates every second. So sometimes whenever we're at the office or whatever, I don't want to have to look at tiny numbers or a chart. I just want to know what's the price every second. Then I go to preef.com and you can literally zoom in and it's like very big where it says one, and you can change it to 1 Bitcoin, 1 ETH. You can have it US dollars or euros or AID or whatever. That's what I use at time. If I want to clearly see what the price of Bitcoin is, bam, it's in your face.
Yeah.
Preef.com.
Brief. Okay, I'll check this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me. Yeah.
No, so apart from that, nothing else.
Okay.
I assume you don't use any other tokens or tools as well?
Yeah, I was thinking, does X count?
No, yeah, that's what I said. It's more of a, no, I don't think it's more of a news platform instead of really centralized trading. But you get your information from X. Yeah, the same.
Yeah, so that was for the centralized. Yeah, then decentralized, so an on-chain trading.
Yeah.
Banana,
Yeah.
Uniswap.
Yeah, DEXs, Uniswap, PancakeSwap.
Yeah, also the DEX you need for the chain. DEX tools and DEX screener. I use both a lot. Which means
99% use DEX Screener. I
Yeah.
don't use DEX tools anymore.
yeah,
Why do you still use DEX tools?
Yeah, so DEX tools is faster with loading the trades.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I need speed,
Yeah, then you go to DEX tools.
yeah, and
Okay.
DEX screeners is always up. Like DEX tools is not always like DEX screener is updated for the links always.
Yeah.
DEX tools is generally not,
Yeah.
but the loading time of the
It's
trade.
faster.
Yeah,
But I feel like DEX tools is so many ads. That's the thing that I don't like. It's so, like there's a chart, some text here, some text here, some text here, some text there. It's very much into your face, where DEX screener is a lot more clearly visible chart information. That's it.
yeah, true.
That's why I like DEX screen a lot more.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's a lot more clean.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and you have the crazy button like on chain. If you scroll over to the trades on the
Yeah.
right, you can see the P&L.
Oh yeah. That's nice. Yeah. Or the top traders and things like that, where you can see sort of information on the token itself, what's been happening. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, those are, I think most, it's like the trading view for
Yeah.
on-chain, yeah. Then I use, this is for Solana Memescope. It's similar to Banana, but then for Solana.
So it's like a trading bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's web-based.
Yeah. So you have a UI, you have an interface on how to use it, but it's for Solana. So
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you have more, but I trade mainly Solana and Heat. Cold storage wallet,
Yeah.
right, has to be part of the setup.
Like a software wallet.
Yeah.
MetaMask, Just Wallet, like
Exactly.
Swag, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rabbi, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. And then, token sniffer and rook checker to see if
Yeah, I've used this a lot. What they do, token sniffer or rock checker, is you can literally enter a contract address, so an address of a token, and then it does I don't say it's perfect, but it gives you a 95% summary of the token itself. So it says, is it a honeypot? How long is liquidity locked? What kind of supply is there, etc. So it gives you a very good information on the token itself. So I think especially if you're starting out with crypto, it's a good one to check out. So we have DEXs, we have wallets, we have charting, we have security, sniffers, what do you want to call it? And we have tools like a Banana or a Memescope. Anything else we're missing here?
you can go like much more in depth on like information where you make your decisions on.
Yeah.
But
But those are more the analytics type info.
there are many of them.
Yeah.
Like I think we cover pretty much the. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going into my head whether I'm using a bit more when I'm behind my PC. I don't think so, actually. Not I can't come up with anything right now. No, I think that's it.
Nice.
Okay. Then I think that's a wrap for this one. Anything you want to say before we wrap it up, or anything that we haven't talked about?
I have one question. Yes.
That's always dangerous.
Next episode, are we up or down?
You need to stop asking me this. You need to stop asking. Today is an important day. Because a lot of things are going to happen today, what we heard in the news. So I think it's going to determine the next 2 weeks. I just feel like we have to go up at some point. I feel like it's gonna go. But we've been saying this for every episode. I think we will see. I still think we will see some green. We haven't touched the minus 50% for our portfolios. I think we might hit that this week. That we go down. But I think next week we will go up. So I don't think we're gonna talk about a minus 50% in an episode here. But I do think we're gonna reach it this week. But overall, I still have faith. I still think we will go up. I still have confidence in the market. It's just sad that we have to sit here every episode and say, we are down once again. We are down once again. I just hope we see some green. What about you?
Yeah, I think last time, I think I'm actually more inclined that we go up more than before.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
You're even more bullish.
yeah, not more bullish. I feel like everybody's getting more and more bearish. It just doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
if the story is we are in a bull run
Yeah.
and we have been pushed down this much.
Yeah.
And I have been also and also myself, like you want to get out of the market,
Yeah.
you want to think.
But that's usually a good sign. If everyone wants to leave, then they're ready to pop.
So I think we go up.
Okay. Next episode, more than
Oh.
sort of, we don't have minus 46%, but we're going to go a bit up.
Yeah, I think minus 40 better than that.
I think more. I think
Yeah.
minus 35.
35.
Yeah.
Okay. That's,
Let's check the next episode.
I know we can celebrate.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to get some champagne. Or we even have a bottle of vodka here, so we can do some drinks.
Oh, no.
All right, then that's a wrap. Thank you very much for being here once again, Frits, and also everyone that's been listening or watching us. Once again, if you enjoyed, leave a like. You can follow us on pretty much any podcast platform. Watch us on Spotify and YouTube, and leave us a comment what you thought of the episode or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and hope to catch you guys at the next one.